There's a saying that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But let me ask you, when you look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see a nose that you think is too big, or a texture of hair that you don't like, scars, moles, freckles, or wrinkles that you wish weren't there? Do your eyes automatically focus on the things about your physical appearance that you wish you could change? Or do you avoid the mirror as much as possible because you don't like the person staring back at you? Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, happy Friday. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it when you do. Last Friday I shared a lesson entitled Begonia the Bully, the one time I almost got into a fight. So if you're looking for a good laugh, I encourage you to check it out. So let's jump right into today's lesson entitled Do You See What I See? And I will share part 1 today and part 2 next Friday. I want to start by sharing some statistics with you. According to Psychology Today, 85% of people are affected by low self-esteem and constantly engage in self-defeating behaviors. A consumer survey that was conducted by the Gee Hair Company in 2021 found that 80% of the people between the ages of 33 and 54 don't feel confident in their appearance, and 90% of people over the age of 45 said that they don't consider themselves to be attractive. And a survey that was conducted by Dove Global Beauty found that 72% of girls feel pressure to be beautiful, and 54% of women felt that they were their own biggest critic when it came to how they look. So as you can tell by these surveys, most women don't feel confident in their own skin. Self-perception is everything. It will determine the kind of life you experience and how you view, value, and take care of you. Our self-view is initially shaped by our upbringing, our childhood, the interaction we have with our parents. And as children, we are so impressionable that we'll believe anything that we're told, good or bad, right or wrong. Childhood is the most crucial time to lay the foundation for a healthy self-esteem, and I love it when I see parents affirming their children at an early age. But it's sad to say many children fail to receive the love, validation, and acceptance that they need in their formative years. Many times because their parents didn't get it, the generation before them didn't get it, and the generation before them, and so on and so on. It's a perpetual cycle. So you end up with a lot of broken and disjointed people who are left to figure out who they are while attempting to find their place in the world. It's unfortunate when we're born to what it feels like a disadvantage because the people that were responsible for our conception chose not to or didn't have the emotional capacity to love us properly. It leaves you to question your entire existence. You end up feeling unloved, unwanted, unseen, rejected, and confused. You feel like you have to play catch up your entire life to find the love and affirmation that you longed for, that you deserved, and so desperately needed. It's as if you're on a quest to find those missing pieces to the puzzle, but you can't quite seem to find it in people, places, or things. And that's because God doesn't want our total reliance for fulfillment to come from anyone but Him. You will get mixed signals trying to get love from humans. Even on our best days, our well-intended days, we fail one another. And I know that some of you have been through horrible, unimaginable, and traumatic experiences as children, and it has shaped how you feel about yourself at this very moment. But my hope today is that I can dispel the lie that you are what they called you, what they did to you, and the hurtful things that they said. Society has given us a measuring stick by which to quantify beauty and worth. It's a man-made formula that changes all the time, and if you don't check all the boxes of what they deem to be beautiful, then you're subject to feel ostracized. Why is it that we give so much weight to what mere humans think of us? They had nothing to do with God's creative process. They can't create themselves, but somehow feel qualified to set a standard for others to follow, and sadly, many of us do. The beauty industry is not a billion-dollar industry for no reason. There are 1,000,001 products to enhance our appearance or cover up what society says is not acceptable. Their agenda is to have you spend all your money chasing the perfect body, which used to be 36, 26, 36. I'm not even sure what it is now, or a level of beauty that doesn't exist. And if you're not careful, you'll feel the pull to alter your natural beauty to somehow fit in and be accepted, but it never quite works because it creates a false sense of self and you end up losing you. We can be our own worst critic when it comes to our appearance, and we have somehow bought into the lie that a certain body type, certain weight, hair texture, skin tone is the standard of beauty and everyone else got the short end of the stick and didn't make the cut. But rather than wearing yourself out trying to keep up with what another human being has deemed as beautiful, rest in the fact that the one that really matters already sees you and he absolutely loves and adores his masterpiece, and that is you. Psalm 139, 13 through 18, NIV translation states, "For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me are written in your book before one of them came to be. How precious to me are your thoughts, God. How vast is the sum of them. Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. When I awake, I am still with you." The title of our lesson is, "Do You See What I See?" But who is the I? Who is asking this question? I have the answer for you. God is the I, and that is a question that he is asking you and me. Before man ever had an opinion of the ideal, picture-perfect, beautiful human being, God defined beauty, and it includes every single one of his handcrafted children, all of us. And he didn't ask for anyone's approval before he created you. I was created by God, you were created by God, and it was more than the meeting of a sperm and an egg. God was intimately involved in creating you and me. Before God created you, he sealed the deal with how he felt about you. He is just hoping that you will agree and love yourself accordingly. We place so much emphasis on what someone else thinks of us that we neglect the only opinion that really matters, and that's yours. We have to move past asking someone if they think we're beautiful or altering our appearance to get someone's attention or affection. And I am in no way against doing things to enhance your beauty should you choose to do so, but in your rarest, rawest form, you are beautiful. Say that with me. In my rarest, rawest form, I am beautiful. Before you put anything on your blank canvas, you are beautiful and enough and worthy and amazing. Now, if you enjoy wearing makeup, lashes, hair that you purchase, jewelry, by all means enjoy it. But just know that you are beautiful just the way you are. How we view ourselves and how we feel about ourselves spills over into everything we do or decide not to do. For example, we don't apply for the promotion because we don't think we're pretty enough. We don't date the guy who's interested because we feel that he's out of our league. We shy away from opportunities that we're more than qualified for because we don't think we look the part. We're ashamed of our nose, our eyes, our hair texture, our body shape, or being born with different physical features. Most of us have struggled with low self-esteem and insecurities at some point in our lives. I know that I have, but learning to fully embrace all that is us is critical to experiencing the life God eagerly wants us to have. There are many women who are depressed today because they're constantly worried about their looks, how people are perceiving them. They have feelings that they're less than because of a physical characteristic that they're self-conscious about. Some are even afraid to go out in public or interact with others for fear of being judged or ridiculed. And many women have been shamed by their spouses, their friends, their family, or even strangers. And it's hard not to internalize that, especially when you have to hear it day after day. It eventually takes a toll on your self-esteem, and you begin to convince yourself that what they're saying is true. But you have to remember that a person who is emotionally healthy would never talk to you like that or treat you that way, so you have to consider the source. We all know the saying that hurt people, and misery loves company, and both sayings have proven to be true. If no one has told you lately, you are so valuable to God, and he loves you so much. His love for us is immeasurable, and it will never end. Anyone that can keep up with the number of hairs on our head, that is some real love. Luke 12:6-7, the Living Bible states, "What is the price of 5 sparrows? A couple of pennies? Not much more than that. Yet God does not forget a single one of them, and He knows the number of hairs on your head. Never fear, you are far more valuable to Him than a whole flock of sparrows." In God's eyes, you are priceless, my friend. So I'll close today by sharing a lesson that I've learned in the form of an affirmation, so repeat after me. I am seen, I am accepted, I am unconditionally loved by God. God is always thinking of me. I am valuable to Him. God's opinion of me and my opinion of myself are the only opinions that matter. I agree with what God sees and who He says I am. In my rarest and rawest form, God calls me beautiful. Thank you so much for hanging with me. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you. If there are any takeaways that you have from today's lesson, I would love for you to leave me a comment. My website, podcast, and social media platform information will be in the description of this video. Please join me next Friday for Do You See What I See Part 2. It's going to be real good, so don't miss it. I'll see you next Friday. In the meantime, remember that you matter. In Christ, you are enough. You are never alone. And most importantly, you are so valuable to God. He sees you. He loves you forever and always. Until next time, take care.